Good afternoon. Actually, it's morning. Haven't posted anything in like 2 or 3 weeks because I ended up very sick. Uh, I had a bad foot infection that led to diabetic ketoacidosis, which almost killed me, and I got life flighted to a hospital. During my stay at the hospital for the 7 days I was there, they had to amputate my foot, my ankle, and about 8 inches from about 8 inches below my knee. It's been a little over a week since they've done the amputation and the correction to make sure it would heal properly. And now I'm stuck between crutches, a walker, and a wheelchair. Just trying to heal up so that when this leg is done healing and the doctors tell me I can do it, I can go get fit for a prosthetic. Now, I am the type of person, if any of you have watched any of my previous videos in the last 4 or 5 years, I bounce back quick. When they took me out from the surgery to remove just below the ankle, or just above the ankle to, the whole foot they took off, when they did that, and I came into the ICU, I looked at them and they said, "Sorry, but we had to take your foot. It was that bad." I looked them in the eye and said, "Well, I would rather lose a foot or a leg than my life." I want to encourage people that if you have doctors telling you that your foot is or leg is rotting off of you, don't fight them about it, because it could kill you. Could lead to diabetic ketoacidosis, could lead to all sorts of complications. And life is always better than death. I'm sorry, but I can't look at it as death would be a good thing. Sorry, I'm so lazy and laying down. I'll sit up for a minute. I look a disaster, but that's life. Learning how to get around with only one leg. I'm learning how to try to survive throughout the day in a 130-year-old house that just barely accommodates the use of a walker or the use of a wheelchair. A wheelchair does not like to necessarily fit through doorways in this house as it should. So I'm learning how to deal without the leg. I'm learning how to get around. I'm learning how to walk with one leg. It's not ideal for anybody to have an amputation. But if you got to weigh the pros and cons between life and death, you better choose life. Because no matter how difficult life will be for a while, well, you get used to not having that leg or not having that foot, you will learn. And you will find something awesome about it. So, just wanted to put that out there because I look at the doctors when they tell me they have to chop something off. And if they come at me in the right manner and they're not arrogant, which Guthrie doesn't have too many arrogant doctors. But the point is, they came at me and they said, "Hey, you're starting to develop gangrene on your foot. We really need to get rid of it. We really need to amputate. Your high blood sugars were made worse by your infection in your foot. You haven't been eating for a week. At least you haven't been able to hold anything down for a week, which has made your body react in such a way that now your blood sugars are even higher, which is making the bacteria consume your flesh even quicker. I'm like, well, do what you got to do. If it saves my life, I guess I'm not going to complain. So I come out of that and I look down, and the ICU doctor, or actually it was nurses, looks at me and says, "What's up? How you feeling?" I said, "Well, I'm feeling a little better, but my foot disappeared." Oh my God, did they crack up? They thought that was funny. They're like, "We've never met somebody who's had an amputation who just comes out and cracks jokes like that." I said, "Well, it's better to be positive, and it's better to be laughing than it is to be crying over something I can't get back, over something that was probably going to kill me anyway." So I really showed them that not everybody's negative when they have an amputation. Sometimes you realize life could suck, but you're going to make the best of it. So if there's anybody out there who is dealing with this type of thing, we need to form a group. We need to chat. Need to talk to one another if you've had an amputation, or you're facing a possible amputation, or you're just facing problems with diabetes, because diabetes is not always the same for every person. Right now, mine is better managed than it ever was. And I'd like to say that's because of how good the doctors were, but also I think the diabetic ketoacidosis is what might have straightened me out. Not that I want anybody to ever go through that. But if you got something about diabetes and you just need to talk, I'm here for you. If you're dealing with an amputation, or about to deal with an amputation, or you fear you might have to deal with an amputation, comment below. Let's talk. I'm not always going to show the happy side. I'm not always going to show one side of me, because everybody needs to see that even as positive as I can be, I'm going to have my negative days. And if you're just have found out that you have to have something amputated, realize you're going to fall. Unless somebody's holding you up 24/7 when you need to move, you're going to have falls. You're going to fall. You're going to bump that area in one way or another. You're going to have falls daily. It sucks. You got to learn how to walk again. You got to learn how to exist again in a different manner. It can be done. It will be done. Just take your time. I fell at least once a day, every day, since I've come home. I was originally a total klutz. Now it's far worse. There's certain things that I eyeball and I plan out, and then I try to execute, as like coming up onto my porch. It's just 5-inch step. Shouldn't be very difficult, but it's uneven ground. And then onto a flat surface. I set my crutches up there and tried to kick myself up, and my foot caught in the dumbest way, and I went straight down, face first. Got up, cussing up a storm, got myself up, came in the house. I was very pissed off for most of the day. Most of the next couple hours anyway. Don't like not having control over myself like that. I don't like falling, because I'm afraid that even though that leg that was amputated is healing, that all it takes is one hit, tear the stitches, rip out a couple of staples, and there goes the day. There goes the week. So, like I said, I'm not going to just show the bright side. I want you guys to see it all as much as possible. Before I went to the hospital, I weighed 240 pounds. When I came home from the hospital, I weighed 207 pounds. I stand 6'2", a little over 6'2", like 6'2 and a half. I'm pretty tall, and now I'm very thin. I have to watch how I eat, what I eat, and I got to try to move around as much as possible, even if it's just in the wheelchair. I like to share this stuff because there's a lot of people out there that face diabetic complications, diabetic illnesses, and I don't want them to not have extra information. Amputations suck, but amputations are far better than death. And the only way I keep going is by staying positive, by giving both sides. Like right now, I'm not exactly happy and I'm not exactly upset. I'm right in the middle. I'm just calm. But if you got any questions or you want to chat or you're facing any of this and you just need somebody else's perspective, I'm here for that. I'll do my best to help in any way I can. We all need help in our own way. And we all face our own difficulties, whether it be with an amputation or an illness or a disease or just depression. We all need to reach out and help one another. And that's what I'm dedicating this YouTube channel to. Next time around, if I think my leg is healed enough and not going to gross people out, I'll show you a little bit more. Oops, maybe I could do it from here. See, I have my it's called a, I can't read right now, AmpuShield on. It protects and forms my the end of my leg into a way that'll fit in a prosthetic. Got to wear it at least 23 hours a day. I got to sleep in the doggone thing. You want to talk about ruining your night's sleep? That can do it. Because there's just hardly any comfortable way to lay. And if you're a roller like me, I like to roll over onto a side and sleep a couple hours, and then roll over onto the other side and sleep a couple hours. Well, first of all, I'm on a couch sleeping in the middle of the living room, so it's easier to get to the bathroom or the kitchen or just my family in general. Rolling onto my side makes my leg hurt. It doesn't matter which side. Sometimes just hobbling around on crutches makes my leg hurt. But I'm not complaining because I'm still alive. And I'm not trying to scare anybody out of saving their life by getting whatever they need done, whether it be an amputation or whatever. If you are faced with an amputation, think positive. Find a support group if you don't think you can handle it. Just come talk to me. There's a lot that is overlooked by most, and most people are too easily forced to being negative. They choose to be negative more than not. It's kind of the way our society is. So I want to bring some positivity to us. See if I can help somebody out. I hope you guys comment below if you've got something to say. If you want to talk, you got to hear from somebody else, or you're facing some sort of difficulty with this, or you've already had an amputation, and people can use your input. If you've had an amputation, people can use your outlook, your knowledge you possess. So I hope you'll all step up and help me out, and we can make this channel help the world. And if it's just about diabetes, well, that's another thing we can discuss. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.